Loaten, get your ass up. You gotta review this game. Come on, get up. Oh, fuck you too. Get your ass up. We have to review this game. Well, not me, but you. Just get up and get the fuck up. Okay, fine. Stop. Okay. Let's get it fucking started, because I know I'm not gonna get out of this situation. Fuck. So, we're reviewing another game. I don't even want to know. Because I already know, but I don't want to do this. You know, maybe if I could just get to my door, I can probably escape it. Yep, there's no way out. Is there something else I can do? Is anything? Okay, fine. I'll do it.
So Vicarious Visions was given the role to make the next awesome, amazing, sexy Crash Bandicoot game right after they made the overall average GBA games.
Actually, I have a theory of how Crash Nitro Kart was created. You see, they wanted to take a good video game character and use a good game as their layout, and they decided to take off their pants and shit all over it. While in the process, another one decided to grab a 2-yarded sized dildo and shoved it up Crash's ass so far up that it stuck out of his mouth. Or for sure, Crash Nitro Kart!
So right when we turn on the game, we are greeted to a nice little intro that actually makes us think that we could be getting into an actually good game. Unfortunately though, we aren't.
Well, why don't we look at the next gen awesome graphic? Let's just play the fucking intro.
Wrong. That's not sunlight. How can I defeat those pesky bandicoots? And conquer the world, of course.
No. No. No.
Oh my god, these character models are fucking disgusting. I mean, the meshes look nicely sculpted, but the textures are just god-awful. It ruins these models. Let me name you some models that actually look good, though. Tiny, Velo, and... Wait, never mind. Those are the only 2 good-looking character models. Shit.
Okay, these models are so bad that they're actually funny. I mean, look at this part where Crash reacts to Tiny. Oh, that always gets me. You know, I actually used to have that as my profile pic.
So Crash and the N Team get abducted by aliens and taken to this planet where we meet Emperor Velo, who says that we're going to race for him, and if we don't do so, then... wait for it.
And if for some reason you refuse to race,
Let me guess. You're gonna destroy the planet, are you?
your Earth will be destroyed.
Called it!
Really? That is so cliche. Do what we say, or your Earth will be destroyed. Really? I mean, Oxide said that he was gonna turn the Earth to a concrete parking lot, which sounded much more creative and a lot more funnier than what destroying the Earth would be like. I mean, I know I'm sounding a little critical here, but if Vicarious Visions is trying to replicate a good game, and yes, they are replicating CTR from the asshole, then make it feel and sound a lot creative and wacky as CTR really was. Respect the source material, goddammit. Anyway, we can choose from two teams, Team Bandicoot or Team Cortex. Team Bandicoot has Crash, Coco, and Crunch, and Team Cortex has Engine, Cortex, and Tiny. There isn't really any difference. Both teams have 3 characters and they both have the same stats for all their characters. Once we are brought into the game, we are brought to a hub world, just like CTR. And what's up with the controls? They're so slow and sluggish and weird. I guess it's probably because we're not on a real track yet. I guess they're trying to make the controls designed to compensate with the game and such. So when we go into an actual race, we see that the controls are still the same. Okay, let me just explain the controls to you. It takes forever for you to build up speed, and once you reach your maximum amount of speed, you still realize it's too slow. For a fast-paced game like this, you'd expect to go ZOOM! But in this game, you're just like, hurry up now? Okay. God damn it. From the moment you get hit by anything, and I mean anything, you will lose a fuck ton of speed. I am not joking. This makes the game feel so slow and so tedious. I mean, the races are easy to beat, but it doesn't feel pleasant to go fast in this game at all. CTR had fast, tight, and precise controls. CNK, on the other hand, does the exact opposite. The controls are incredibly sluggish, and I never have a fun time with it at all. Oh, and you want to talk about level design? Yeah, that sucks too. There are so many twists and turns in these levels. And with controls like this, you are bound to ram into a wall faster than you can say, God damn it! Now, it does sound like I'm being very critical here, but let me tell you this. I can excuse bad controls for some games, because their incredible gameplay makes up for it. Now, don't get your hopes up for people who actually want me to like Sonic Heroes. I still hate that game to death. Sometimes games don't have to have good controls to be considered good games, unless they're extremely terrible. But you can still have some sluggish and clunky controls as long as the levels are designed to compensate with them. Take a look at Tak 2 and 3. The controls in those games were a little clunky, but it made up for its incredibly fun gameplay. Those are platforming games. Games revolved around action or platforming or anything like that can be relatively the same when it comes to controls, but when it comes to a racing game, it's a completely different story. If you fuck up the controls in a racing game, then it's a bad game, regardless of how slightly you fuck up the controls. In Crash Team Racing, the controls were fast, awesome, tight, and precise. I could easily pull off some awesome shortcuts with these controls. With Crash Nitro Kart, turning is a bitch, regardless of how many boosts you use. And you know what, sometimes in CTR, I always overused the boosts, and sometimes I got out of control and sometimes ran into a wall. Which, I don't blame that. That's my behavior. I would have to take it down a notch. But with CNK on the other hand, boosting is practically the only thing I do. Look at this footage. The only thing I'm doing is boosting. Why? Because the controls are ass. Even if you are using the fastest character, the controls are still slow. And even regardless of the type of stats you will have on your character, it still sucks. I'm sorry for sounding extremely critical, but this is a fucking racing game. Control here is everything. Also, remember how earlier I said that this game is replicating CTR? Well, look at these aesthetics. They look almost exactly the same as from CDR, except with an HD makeover. I will admit that these aesthetics look rather beautiful with some amazing lighting that's actually really good for the PS2. But the fact that you're stealing ideas from a much better, superior, and cooler game just to make your game look better is just not right. I understand making up original ideas is kinda tricky, and as for a game developer myself, I can really agree that it's more than just tricky. But would I ever steal the ideas from another video game? I mean, Crash Hypercrystal doesn't really count because that's a fan game. And now someone's gonna say in the comments, well, you're just being a little nitpicker because Crash 2 had a jungle themed level and Sonic 06 also had a jungle themed level. Yeah, but look at them. They're completely different. You can have the same type of levels, but just make them look different. Look at the boat. Doesn't that remind you of the boat from Crash Cove? Hell, just look at this. This looks exactly like Crash Cove. You can have it a beach type level, just don't make it look similar to Crash Cove. That's a stupid way to make a level. I'm not saying that Crash Cove was a bad level, I'm just saying you're stealing ideas from another freaking game. Heh, just like TJ Didio. As for the soundtrack, well, it's nothing too annoying, but it's extremely forgettable. I mean, the only tracks I remember from this game are the main theme, the Terra Hub World, and Clockwork Wumpa. Oh, and Velo Citadel. But that's it. All the other tracks, if you asked me what song or whatever they're from, I probably wouldn't answer it. Why? Because it's so damn forgettable. Now, it's nothing annoying that would make me do... But it's nothing I would find myself listening to very often. As for other stuff like the CNK challenges, the multiplayer, the time trials, and other shit like that, well, they all suck too. Why? Because of the obnoxious controls. Along that, the CNK challenges are bullshit. The developers are literally laughing their asses off while we are struggling trying to get these goddamn letters, which are in bullshit locations that would make us go off the track. Are they trying to get on my nerves? Is this just some joke for laughs and giggles? Well, I'm not laughing or giggling. I'm fucking angry. Honestly, I don't know what to say. CNK is just more than a disappointment. I was obsessed with CTR when I first played it. I played it before I went to bed. I played it before I went to school. I played it before I went to the bathroom. I played it before I worked on a video. I played it before I did anything. That's only when I had the Spyro 2 demo. When I finally got the full game, I played it until I beat it. CNK is just terrible. And I'm not even into the racing genre to begin with. So if I'm not even into the racing genre, and if this game's already bullshit enough, then I'm going to say this. This game is worse than Sonic Heroes. Yeah, Sonic Heroes had a bunch of bullshit, but at least I had a more enjoyable time than what I did with this game. I'm not saying Sonic Heroes is a good game. Oh, with controls and collision detection like this? Fucking please. But Crash Nitro Kart is just a horrible video game. One that I do not recommend to any Crash fan. Unless if you are collecting every single Crash game, then I would recommend it to you. But if you're just an average gamer looking for a new game to play, I would definitely skip this one. Especially if you're looking for a racing game. There's a lot of good racing games out there, like Pac-Man World Rally, CTR, CTTR, and many, many others.
Well, that's all I have to say for now. If you're looking for a Crash Bandicoot racing game, get CTR. Unless you're extremely curious, I guess I can recommend this game. But seriously, it's just shit. Don't judge a book by its cover. This piece of fecal matter is done for. And it's time to finish it up, everybody. This is for making me cut off my ear. My dog's over there. I don't want to fucking hit him. Yeah. And now I'm gonna do what this game did. Copy from another game. I'm gonna pull off a square-eyed jack on this motherfucker. And I'll see you next time. As for now, I gotta go sew my ear back on. Never mind, it was just for comedic effect only. My ear's fine! Even though that tape pulled my fucking hair and that hurt as hell. Anyway, I'm off to throw this piece of shit away. Oh no, the disc was in my emulator. Fuck. Oh. That's all, folks.